A Momentary Lapse of Reason is the 13th album by Pink Floyd, and it was released on the 7th of September 1987. Around this time, chief lyricist and bassist Roger Waters left the band amidst creative differences, and so began a legal tug-of-war between him and guitarist Dave Gilmour over the Pink Floyd name. Eventually, Gilmour and drummer Nick Mason won it by making the very album I'm covering today. That's right, this album was made to retain rights to a band name. Well, if that doesn't guarantee quality, I don't know what does. A Momentary Lapse of Reason was incredibly successful, making it to number 3 in the UK and the US, 2 in Norway and Switzerland, and 47 in Australia. It sold 4 million copies in the US alone. Reviews were generally unfavourable, with a smattering of positive ones. Most reviewers felt this album was just a Dave Gilmour solo record, and it was Pink Floyd in name only. The production of A Momentary Lapse of Reason took place on Dave Gilmour's boat, Astoria, and it sounds like crap. It's the typical garish 80s sound, where everything sounds flat and mechanical and with no sense of quiet and loud whatsoever. Dave Gilmour is one of the best guitarists in the world, and his playing is very good, but it's way too showy here. There are far too many solos / breaks on this album, and you just wish he'd show a bit more restraint. As for Nick Mason, he just plain sucks. His playing is so basic and flavourless that you could easily replace him with a machine. Which actually happens a few times on this record. I'm not even making that up. Nearly all of the tracks have accompanying music videos, and they're surprisingly enjoyable. They have high production values and plenty of impressive visuals. In conclusion, A Momentary Lapse of Reason is one of the worst albums Pink Floyd have ever done. The only good thing is Learning to Fly, and even that song could be better. I love guitar solos, but there are way too many unnecessary ones on here. This album showed me that it is possible to get bored of them. Now, I've already ranted about the hideous production, but it's also worth mentioning that there are a lot of session musicians on here, and as a result, the songs sound way too crowded. If you're managing this many performers, you really have to divide time between them, but instead, Gilmour makes them all play at once, and the music just sounds obnoxiously shrill, and you'll surely get a headache. Well, you'll get a headache if you can stay awake, that is, because oh my god, the second half is so boring. It could put an amnesiac to sleep. Skip this hogwash and listen to Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, or Wish You Were Here instead.